Good Shabbos, Parshas Vayikra, Parak Aleph, Pasuk Yadalid. The Torah is telling us about the Korban Oila, and it teaches us a Moyer Dika Yesod and what it means to be a Yid, and one specific midah that defines being a Yid. The Torah says, V'im min ha'oif oila Korban Oila Hashem v'hikriv min ha'toirim oy min b'nei hayoina es karbanoi. If a person's bringing a Korban Oila, it has to be from the species of bird. Well, if he's bringing a bird, it has to be either it's called a min hatoirim, or min b'nei hayoina. And in English, the article teaches that as the species of a turtle dove or young doves. Zokter Ramban, an unbelievable Ramban. Why specifically these animals? Aval rotza b'toirim. It's pasuk Yadal, the Ramban on this pasuk. Unbelievable. These birds specifically, the Torah wants ba'avur prishusan v'hadovkam biyadua mehem, because they're very loyal birds. Shekivan she'avad ben zugay lo yidvak ba'acher la'olam. When one of these birds' spouses dies, they don't go and mate with another bird. Zok the Ramban, v'chein Yisrael devukin b'Hashem Elokehem v'lo yidvaku b'kel acher la'olam. We are very, very loyal to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And therefore, if the bird is going to, another bird is going to mate with another animal after it loses its spouse, we don't want to bring that up as a Korban Oila. Therefore, specifically, these birds, the Toirim or Oy Min B'nei Hayoina, these are specifically why the Torah wants these birds. An unbelievable vart from the Ramban. I heard over from my chaver Reb Dov Loivenberg Shlita, I believe he told it over to me from his grandfather, who is a gadol in Yanei, Chumash, and Limudim, we can see from the Torah, that the only other time that we see in the Torah these birds brought is in Parshas Tazria. In a couple Parshas later, and Parak Yud Beis in Parshas Tazria, Pasuk Vav. After a woman gives birth, she has to bring a korban. The korban that she brings is also a bird. The pasuk says over there, "V'malois yumei tahara." When she finishes all of her tahar days, lebeinu lebas tavi keves ben shnasoi laoila uben yoina oitar lechatas. She brings this korban as a bird. But the problem is that the Torah words it backwards. The Torah over there says ben shnasoi laoila uben yoina oitar lechatas. First it says ben yoina, or it says a tar. Masha'enkein here, it says Shnei Toirim Oy Shnei B'nei Yoina. The Baal Turim over there, he doesn't bring the Ramban, but l'chayer he means what the Ramban means. He says like this on the pasuk over there. B'chol makom, he asked the kasha. B'chol makom makdim Toirim L'B'nei Yoina chutz mikan. Every time in the Torah, it always says Toirim first. I guess there are other places that it talks about these birds, but it always says Toirim first. It always says young doves before turtle doves. Here it says turtle doves first. Why? Here we're only bringing one. Since we're only going to bring one, we don't want to take one and then go and leave the other spouse lonely. It's not going to be zeicha to find another shidduch, because it's now they don't mate with other people. Zok the Baal Turim, it flips the order here to tell us that the Rachmanus that the Torah has on birds. L'chayr, the Vard is screaming that we see what type of Rachmanus that the Torah has on birds. Kol shekain kavachomer, the amount of Rachmanus that we would have to have on people. We can tell to Rav Ephraim Waxman. He says a specific practical example about Rachmanus, that Rachmanus is the defining characteristic that makes a Yid. The Gemara says, Yidin are Rachmanim, Baishanim, and Goyim Lechasadim. We have Rachmanus. We feel bad for others when they have tsaras. The Torah talks about a specific limud of Moshe Rabbeinu. It might have been one of the first things that when we saw his greatness, it says that he went outside of Paro's house and he saw all the Yidden that were working, and it says that he felt bad for them. He was noisib oil chaveroi. And I'm not even sure exactly what noisib oil chaveroi does. And just if we think about it, you're not exactly taking away the person's tsar when you when you feel bad for him. You're just only adding to the tsar by now you also feel bad. But still, the Torah, it's a Yiddish midah that we go ahead and we feel bad for someone when they have a tsar. Rachmanus says a practical example. He says that how many times does a meshulach come and collect money, and they have that little ishur, they have the blue paper that says that they're allowed to collect, and it says and they tell us what their tzaras is, nebuch, lo yaleinu, and how many times do we even know what the person's collecting for? Sometimes, well, not sometimes, they always come and they say, please, I need a little bit of money. I fell into a financial crisis. How many times do we hand them $1 and watch them go away, or hand them a lot of money and watch them go away? But so many times, we don't even actually know what they're collecting for. We see that the Torah has such Rachmanus even on birds. Kol shekain, how much more so we need to have Rachmanus. We need to have compassion on a fellow Yidden. And something practical, at least we should figure out what someone's collecting for. At least we should figure out what exactly someone's saras is, so we can also be zeichet to have Rachmanus on our fellow Yidden. A guten Shabbos.